Hello, and welcome to episode 57 of the Casual Tryhard Podcast. I'm Brian.
And I'm James.
And we have some more Pioneer. We have a little bit of finance stuff.
A little bit of mishmash everything.
Mishmash, yeah. It's a weird week. I think we're both in a weird spot with Magic right now.
Yeah, a little disheartened. It's been a month, at least, since a constructed event fired at our store.
Maybe longer.
Yeah, certainly not ideal.
Not ideal, yeah. So if you would like to tweet us cool pictures of your LGS firing events, send them to us at Casual Tripod.
Yep. If you want to hit us up on Facebook, it's Casual Tryhard MTG. You can shoot us an email at show@casualtryhardmtg.com. Make sure if you guys are looking for any sweet singles from the new set or otherwise, use our affiliate link, tcg.casualtryhardmtg.com. Get a little cut of whatever you spend. Help us out. Speaking of helping us out, Patreon's up and running.
Yeah.
Hop in there if you want to throw us a couple bucks, keep the lights on, pay for our hosting fees, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, much appreciated.
Yep. We got some plans for some Patreon exclusive content.
There we go.
We'll keep you posted.
We'll figure something out.
I'll leave it at that right now. We have an idea, but need some people to make content for first. So
yes. So it says here what happened over the weekend.
Yeah, what happened?
The first thing is I turned 40.
Congratulations, you made it.
I did. I guess I'm halfway through.
That's one way to look at it.
You're
halfway there.
Halfway there. So for my birthday, James got the Casual Tryhard MTG Magic Online account.
Yep.
And got me a 1 month subscription to Mana Traders.
There you go. Check it out. Learn how much you hate the client.
Yeah, I've now played Magic never played Magic Online. I have decks built in MTGO Traders. We have Green Black Depths featuring Once Upon a Time.
All right.
Yeah, and 2 spicy one-of creatures to hit in the main board with it. A Rex Sage and a Ramanab Excavator.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, Crucible of Worlds that you can get with your Once Upon a Time.
Very nice.
A+. So we're going to figure that out. Mm-hmm. But in addition to me making one more revolution around the sun.
That's right.
There was a third PT.
Woohoo!
In 2 weeks.
So much coverage.
So much coverage. So many top 8s.
Yep. Also at this PT, there was a GP.
There was.
And we had SCG Philly, another team event.
Yeah.
So we're going to go over some results.
I think the takeaway from the PT and the GP is that Choked Estuary is a playable Magic card if it's beside Inverter of Truth and Thassa's Oracle.
True.
I guess the PT was won by Blue Black Inverter by Corey Burkhart.
Yep.
Who cut red from his traditional Grixis decks to play only blue and black cards. And he was the only Dimir Inverter in the top 8 of the PT.
In top 8, yep. Yeah, it was actually kind of a diverse top 8.
It was. There were like 5 different archetypes or something. Yeah. I wanted to look a little bit deeper because of what happened in the GP.
Right.
But, so for the PT, a quarter of the 7 win or better decks.
Yep, so 21 pointers.
They said it was 23 points or better. It's how they had it on the Wizards site.
7 wins is 21 points. So
yeah, I don't know why it was that way. Maybe it's 21. It was weird.
Okay.
But the good decks.
Yep.
3 out of the 12 of them were Inverter.
Okay. And then you also have here 4 out of the 12 were Lotus Breach.
Yeah. So Lotus Breach was all the rage.
Yeah, kind of the talk of the tournament, just like Inverter was last week. It was Lotus Breach.
It was Lotus Breach, and it was kind of the list that we talked about last week where I said I wouldn't have been on that particular build.
Right.
That particular build was apparently what to be on. Mm-hmm. The Team Channel Fireball people were pretty much all on that deck. Mm-hmm. In day 1, it won like 65 or 70% of its matches.
Wow, that's pretty good.
So there were 4 of the 12 7 win or better decks were Lotus Breach. Mm-hmm. And then you had the 18-point decks. Mm-hmm. So 6 wins or better. Or 6 wins.
Yep.
18 of the 36 were Inverter. Or sorry, 18 of the 63.
63, yep.
Literacy is hard. I'm 40 now. Things don't work.
That's right.
Like mouths and
Mine's
eyes.
the first to go, right?
Yes, it is. And then 13 of the 63 were Lotus Breach.
Yep.
So
it's a pretty staggering number.
Yeah, it's basically from these numbers, it's like this was a 2-deck tournament.
Yeah. I mean, that's half the field of
decks that got 6 wins.
Yes. Yeah.
6 wins or better. Like, if you add everything together, right, it is over half of them.
Yeah.
And then you had, so I looked at you have the conversion, but I wanted to look at like what percentage of the decks went from what the metagame share was day 1 to day 2.
Yeah.
Right. So Inverter was 20% of the day 1 metagame.
Okay. And
so you would think if it just did okay, it should be about 20% of the day 2 metagame.
Right.
It was 24%. So it went up. It went up substantially.
Yep.
And then it was 28% of all the 6+ win decks. So if you added the 18-point decks and the 21-point decks, it was 28% of them.
That's crazy.
It was overrepresented in day 2 based on what it came in with.
Right.
And overrepresented in the top finishing decks.
Yeah.
And then you looked at Lotus Field, it was 9% of day 1. Mm-hmm. And then it was 15% of day 2. So it almost doubled its metagame share day 1 to day 2.
That's impressive. Not too many decks can do that.
No. And then it was 23% of all the 6+ win decks. So like we said, it was those 2 decks were over half the field. And now Lotus Field, it could be that you had players like LSV and William Huey Jensen and Matt Nass playing it, so you had better players on that deck.
Also, I'm not 100% sure the reasoning. That's certainly not a James deck, so I haven't thought about it a whole lot or put much effort into finding out why. I did notice on coverage a few times they mentioned that they clarified that this was a good deck for this weekend, not necessarily like in general. And I had seen some posts on social media from pros like reiterating that it was a good deck for this weekend. Now, I'm not sure why it was so good this weekend.
I don't know if it was just that the thought, I think that like maybe blue-white wasn't going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, or just like less graveyard hate in general.
Yeah, because like the graveyard hate doesn't do anything against Inverter, so you're doing other things against Inverter.
Yeah.
But I think there is some overlap if your like answer to Inverter is like a cranial extraction type effect.
Yeah, that's still also very good against Lotus Field.
Which, I mean, the Lotus Field players their win condition was effectively Fae of Wishes, wishing for a Jace.
Yeah.
But they kept one Thassa's Oracle in their main deck. So if they did get extracted, they still had their win condition in the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the reasoning was for it being good this week, but everyone was talking about it being a good choice for this week.
Yeah.
So I think it was, I don't know what its matchup against Inverter is. I think it's good. Mm-hmm. So that might have been part of it, is they expected a ton of Inverter. Maybe. And it has a pretty good matchup against Inverter, because I know Corey Burkhart had mentioned that he thought the choices he made in his deck and sideboard made him better set up to play against Lotus Field than a lot of the other Inverter decks. So I don't think it's a positive matchup for Inverter.
Could be.
Because it's one of those things that I think you can go off on turn 5 with Inverter. Go off, whatever, win the game. And I think Lotus Field can maybe do it a turn earlier, especially if they get like an Arboreal Grazer draw.
Yeah.
You just die. So it might just be that Lotus Field's a turn faster than you and is resilient to your main form of interaction. Mm-hmm. They can win through a Thoughtseize or 2.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't Thoughtseize the Lotus Field and nothing else super matters.
Yeah, like once they get a Lotus Field out, right, like you Thoughtseize the Hidden Strings and they draw the Underworld Breach and they just go off. Or you Thoughtseize their Underworld Breach, but then the deck sees like 7 cards the next turn and finds another one.
Yeah.
And then you just your interaction gets undone pretty quickly.
Yeah. All right, you want to talk about some more results, and then we'll try and draw some conclusions?
Sure.
So there was also a GP at Phoenix. The only data I could find was for the top 8.
Yeah, I looked and looked, and I could not find the top 32 deck lists.
Yeah, I couldn't either. So in the top 8 of the GP, 5 of the top 8 were Inverter lists. We also had 2 Bant Spirits lists and a Mono Red Eldrazi list.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this mono red list?
It looked like it was just mono red and had
Eldrazi Obligator.
Eldrazi Obligator in the main deck, and then got chunkier by having like Thought Knot Seers in the board. Mm-hmm. But those were like the only Eldrazi I saw. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, you know, the threatened guy.
Yeah.
Which I guess like just swings a game. I guess that's kind of you play your inverter and then you get your inverter stolen and smash with it.
Exactly.
I've been there.
Inverter or Uro.
Oh God.
Like the format's all 6/6s right now.
Yeah.
So if your game plan is to spend, was it 4 mana or whatever, and play a hasty 3/1 and steal their big thing and crack them with it.
Yeah, like
that's a pretty good game plan.
Yeah, you go like 1, 2, 3, and then effectively swing for 9 with your 4-drop.
Right.
That's probably good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mono red ended up winning that event, beating Inverter in the finals.
Yep. I didn't actually watch any of that.
Yeah, I just saw like the coverage photos afterwards.
Okay.
I'm like 95-ish% sure that the guy who lost in the finals is the Death and Taxes player I beat today too.
Oh, really?
In Atlanta. I was like, I know that guy. And I was like, wait, is that... I didn't go look at his name again, but I was like, I think this is the same guy.
And then we had a couple Pioneer results from SCG Philly also.
Yeah.
Philly was a team event. So we had 2 Spirits lists.
Like 3.
Oh, yeah, 3. 3 Spirits lists. A Sultai Delirium list. Mono black list, mono red list, a blue white control list, and an inverter list. So this one looks significantly different than the PT and the GP.
Yes.
A lot more spirits represented, a lot less of everything else. No Lotus Breach.
Yeah. I know that Spirits has a good matchup, or is perceived to have a good matchup against Inverter.
Yeah.
Because you have just enough disruption between Mausoleum Wanderer and Spellqueller that you can like just keep them off of the combo, and then
you can apply pressure.
Yeah, you put enough flying damage in the air that they don't have time to like recover from, get my thing Spellquellered,
right,
and then take a bunch of damage. They're just dead at that point. Mm-hmm. So that has a reasonable matchup there. So I could see, like, if there are a bunch of people on Spirits, then that being an issue. And with the PT starting the day before this started, you could see people moving to something they thought had a good matchup against
Inverter after you've seen a whole bunch of Inverter.
Well, Inverter and Lotus Breach, right? And Spirits might be kind of the deck that foils both of them.
Yeah, could be.
Right, because Mausoleum Wanderer is gonna eat a Hidden Strings or something out of
Lotus
Breach, and all their spells cost 4 or less. Mm-hmm. You pay your 4 mana to cast Granted.
Oh yeah,
and then you get it Spellquellered.
Yeah, that's rough.
And then the game just probably ends.
Yeah.
So it might have just been that like Spirits was overrepresented because it was
could be
a good matchup.
Also, keep in mind that this was a team event.
Yeah.
So like the top 8. Not to say the data doesn't matter, but it's a little skewed. It's harder to draw conclusions from it.
Dear God, I look the standard. Just all over the place in terms of like it's blue white. We're going to turn 50. It's Teamerek. We're going to like turn 50 maybe.
Yeah, and
then
mono red.
2 mono reds. So that is an interesting breakdown.
Yeah. Do you want to? We'll talk about standard and modern in a second.
Okay.
But do you want to try and draw some conclusions out of these Pioneer results?
Sure. I think that blue-black Inverter is good. Mm-hmm. I think we're both on the... It probably doesn't need to be banned because it's only been around for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, if that.
Corey Burkhart said, I've been playing this deck for 3 weeks. And I was like, it's been around for 3 weeks?
Yeah.
He's part of the Magic Mafia. I think it's a deck list a week before all of us. But I don't... That being said, they have just like snapped banned stuff.
Yeah, but I think we're past that. I think we're past snap banning.
I hope we are.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure like in that last ban announcement, they said, we're going to move this to a regular BNR schedule now.
No. It's the Pioneer bans are no longer separate. They're rolled in with the bans for all the other formats now.
Yeah.
But they no longer have a regular BNR schedule. They could just, any Monday...
They can just say, today's the day.
Yeah, go to Olive Garden and be like...
Have a long lunch. Get
some like breadsticks, and then be like, you know what? Think your time's got to go. Yeah, so it's moved into the regular bannings and everything else, so it's not its own thing. Because remember how they would do
right, but that kind of means that it's not going to be like on the fly whenever they feel like it, right?
No, but they moved all the other ones to on the fly whenever we feel like it. It's just now any Monday.
Yeah, right, but like previous to that, they had said that we're going to be banning like aggressive and often.
Yeah.
I feel like when I read this announcement, the policy is changing from aggressive and often to a normal BNR announcement. No, they have also changed what a normal BNR announcement is, but I got the impression that it was not aggressive and often anymore.
Okay, I don't know if I got that same impression, but I would prefer that. I would prefer to get back to like letting the format sort itself out, because a month ago, if like 2 decks made like the top 8 of a Mox, that deck had to die.
Right.
But I hope that they give it time to like sort out, because...
Well, I certainly feel that both of these decks are beatable.
Yeah, I think that they both are. I think Lotus Breach is very beatable, and I think Inverter is beatable. I think part of the reason Lotus Breach had such a high win rate is because it was William Huey Jensen, Matt Nass, LSV. It was like that whole crew were playing this deck.
Yeah.
And so, if 10 of them all decide on this deck, and then they all 10 day 2,
it does something to the numbers for
sure.
Yeah,
it does skew the numbers pretty far.
Yeah.
And I think that we have these decks happening, but then kind of the core of Pioneer that we saw from the beginning, which is just low to the ground aggressive stuff, is still the thing to do. We have kind of like moved into like the modern portion of Pioneer where it's just like, what are you going to do? I'm going to go 1-drop, kill you.
Yeah.
And what if I kill one of your 1-drops? Well, then I'm boned, because that was my only plan, was to just go hard and go to kill you.
Right.
And I think that is kind of where we are now, is just everyone's playing these like linear aggressive decks. And I see that like staying around.
I don't know. I'm kind of a big fan of that Swedish Sultai list.
Fair. I think that deck
which is not a combo list or an aggressive list.
Yeah. But like, if that is the format's Jund, right? Great. But how does it like? It doesn't have all the same tools.
Correct.
Right. It's going to have more holes.
Yeah.
And it's going to be harder to like tune your list to beat like mono red.
Yeah.
And then also have like the right interaction against
combo.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's good, but like some of the aggressive decks I think are like not on a modern power level, but on like a modern clock.
Yeah.
Right? Like mono red, I got 18'd on turn like 4 or 5.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Right? I was like, I'm fine, I'm dead. Right? So you have that where you still have these decks that are like turn 4, turn 5 Goldfish in Pioneer, and like Uro is sweet and all, but like if your turn 4 is I'll play a 6/6, and then they Eldrazi Obligator it,
beat you over the head with it, draw a card, gain 3 life, put a land into play,
and then you're like, oh, I guess I die.
Yeah. Awkward.
Yeah, but we are like super aggressive, and then kind of combo-y, and there's not a lot of control.
No, hardly any.
Like everyone, like LSV was for like a week, I'm going to play blue-white.
Yeah, he was really high on it.
And then the number of tweets I saw leading up to Phoenix that were just like, blue-white is an awful choice. Blue-white is hot garbage. No one should play blue-white.
Yeah.
And then LSV was like, off it. I'm playing Lotus Field. And it was like he was still on blue-white, and then he like looked around and like 9 of his teammates were on Lotus Field, and he was like, I'm going to play Azorius Charm. And he was like, you know what, I should probably not
play Azorius
over
Charm
here by myself playing my Azorius Charms.
Yeah.
I don't know if like where Pioneer like settles out. Like I like the idea of Pioneer as like the place where you played like your old standard deck where you like played some mid-rangey stuff, but it seems like it's just turning into like Modern without Storm.
I mean, that's fine. I really don't like Storm, so.
Well, I'm not just saying like Modern without like let's say Storm and Tron.
Yeah.
Right? Without like kind of the broken
Well, I don't know, man. Lotus Breach is kind of Tron.
Lotus Breach is kind of Tron. Fair. I guess it's just you just have Urza's Tower.
Right.
You just get Urza's Tower.
Yeah, just the tower.
That always taps for 3.
And it's colored.
Yeah. It just seems like you're like, it's just that super linear style that like people liked / tolerated in Modern. Mm-hmm. And that's just kind of where Pioneer is.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's one of those things where it's been like, Burn's just always a deck you can play in Pioneer.
I mean, it's always a deck you can play in Modern.
That's what I mean. It's just going to like be like, that's going to be like the part of the format.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if Swedish Sultai is going to be like always part of the format.
Yeah.
I would like it to be.
Me too.
My foil Uros would like to be used. But like, we'll talk about why I'm owning paper cards.
Yeah. Asking the real questions.
Yeah. So we have a lot of results over the last like 3, last 2 weekends, really.
2 weekends, yep.
Yeah, so if you just count like premier level like Wizards events that we have data for.
Right.
It was Inverter was, I did the math before, 12 of the 36 or 32 possible
a third.
Top 8
more than a
decks.
Third.
Yeah, more than a third of them.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm like, are they going to like ban it?
I don't know, man.
I don't want them to.
I'm pretty sure that we're both in the same boat, and we don't think a ban is quite necessary yet. But you're right. Like, they have certainly banned more cards for worse reasons.
for less.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no reason to play any other blue and black cards, so we need some competitive diversity. And you're like, no, stop it. All right. So that's Pioneer. Yep. Kind of where it was before.
Kind of, sort of.
Lotus Breach popped up. That was like the new hotness.
Yep.
And then pretty much everything else was the same old, same old.
Yep. So we'll see if Lotus Breach sticks around.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you're happy that deck's playable, right?
Yeah. I've got it all, like, it's in perfect fits. I just need to, like, put it in, like, regular sleeves now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I put together a version of it, and I was like, why am I doing this? Because there's just going to be Lotus Breach in a week. Or there's just going to be, like, Underworld Breach. Like, why don't they even sleeve this up? So... Now the Underworld Breaches are in there, and I don't have to do any work. I just copy LSV's list and call it good.
Yep.
All right, so standard time.
Standard time.
So the standard stuff that we have is from the Team Open.
Yep.
Which I think we've talked about. Like, sometimes you have to take these results with a grain of salt.
Yeah, and I think these results can be taken with a grain of salt.
So it was, like we said, 3 blue-whites, 3 Team Rex,
2 mono-reds.
2 mono-reds. I don't know what's in these Team Rec lists that wasn't in them before.
Thassa's Intervention.
Thassa's Intervention, that's the big thing.
Yep.
That card's very good.
Yep. Well, it does both things that you want it to.
It keeps you alive and then finds you your stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So it is kind of big game.
It is, but yeah, I hate that deck
so do I.
Much. It's just so awful.
I am not a fan.
Like, I just feel like Team Reclamation was just like a design mistake.
Yeah.
It's like, did you really want people to just make a bajillion mana for like no cost?
Right.
Well, they have to pop out and play a 4-mana sorcery, and then they get all their mana back.
So you're incentivizing people to kill people before turn 4? Is what you're doing?
I guess.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know who that is at WotC, but I like the voice. Hi, I'm Ian Duke.
I don't think that's what Ian Duke sounds like.
No, he it kind of sounds like the turtle from the old Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Yeah.
Go away. I didn't know they'd make all the manas. Anyway, welcome to Stand Up Hour.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like to play patterns of that deck.
No, it's like do nothing, do nothing, kill you.
Yeah,
maybe
do just enough damage to string you along for 2 turns until I can find something to kill you.
Yeah.
Oh, they picked up Storm's Wrath too.
Yeah, which I guess is just a better flame sweep.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that deck. Blue-white's a thing. I'm not a control player, so I'm not a huge fan of that deck either, but it is very good.
It is. Elspeth Conquers Death is a permanent, right? It's not just a creature?
It is.
Okay, so that then gives it interplay against...
It takes out a Nissa.
And it takes out a Reclamation.
Yep.
Because I was going to say, part of, like, if blue-white's good, then that kind of can incentivize some Team Erect stuff, because you're going to always have the mana advantage.
Yeah.
And then you dead all the removal.
One of the other things that I've seen recently out of control lists, but also out of like some more mid-range lists, is Cavalier of Dawn with Elspeth Conquers Death.
Oh, you play it, you blow up the you blow up the
Cavalier.
Oh, and then you bring back...
You get a Golem, you bring back the Elspeth Conquers Death, which brings back the Cavalier that blows itself up, gets a Golem.
Oh, you just loop them?
You just loop them. Netting a Golem and an Elspeth Conquers Death every turn. Or every other turn or whatever.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
We shouldn't encourage this.
Oh, I'm not encouraging it. I'm just saying that I've seen it. You haven't run into this yet?
No.
Yeah. So on top of Dream Trawler, we get Sun Titan loops, basically.
The job of play design was to make Magic fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is a certain player that does enjoy looping Sun Titan, so it's fun for them.
There is. And, like, you, like, mistakenly were like, oh, look at these other cool cards. I'm going to, like, play an aggressive deck. Oh, nope. I'm going to play a mid-range deck. Well, that got dumped on, too.
Yeah.
I guess I'll play Mono Red. Yay. I mean, basically...
And X holds an Embercleave real well.
I've just been getting my 4 wins while doing other stuff, and it's just like Mountain, Embercleave you.
Yep.
I hope this is good enough.
It usually is.
It usually is. Giving your Annex +3 and double +3/+1 double strike is
A+ good time.
Usually fine.
Yep. We'll close a game.
Yeah. So, yeah, standard is, again, I've not checked in a whole lot. Before I came over, I was playing the treasure event on Arena.
Yeah, I need to hop on that.
It's only up for another, like, 2 days, so we'll see. We could hope that this will be out before then. Maybe. So Modern from the team event was, well then.
Very diverse format.
Very diverse format. Demir Wurza.
Yep.
Blue-white control.
Ick. Amulet. Can you tell this was a Star City event?
Yeah. Heliod Company.
Yep. And Yawgmoth combo.
There we go. Sweet.
Yep. Again, like these team events, you gotta kind of temper your expectations and like know where your data's coming from.
Yeah, Star City is super amulet heavy.
Well, not only that, but it's a team event.
Yeah.
So
again, like if your amulet player goes 15-0,
right,
or your standard player can do so and so
whatever
your
they
player.
want. Yep.
Yeah, and you're just fine. If your Pioneer player goes 0-5, you can't save that.
I do think that the new amulet lists are kind of sweet, and maybe hopefully at some point there'll be a Modern event within 3-4 hours of us where I can go play some Modern and find out. But
yeah, I think I have all the cards for that deck. So.
I'm pretty sure I do too. I think I've got most of the cards for that deck foil.
La-dee-da. Look at you go.
But yeah, I don't think there's enough data here for us to draw any real conclusions about anything besides
other
Pioneer,
than like Prime Time is the best card in Modern right now.
Well, yeah.
That's the conclusion to draw, and he's been the best card since they banned Oko.
Yep, it's crazy. Green is good.
Yeah, in like all formats.
Yep.
So with all the goings on, we wanted to swing back around to finance, maybe make some money or talk about why we're not making money or something.
Yeah, just a couple points that I wanted to touch on. I figured we could talk about some of the new cards for like the new hot decks in Pioneer.
Yeah.
Like inverters. I know we had a little discussion before the show about inverters buy list price.
Yeah, so the story of inverter, it went from like
bulk.
Yeah, like 10 cents to, depending on where you look, it's like $8 to $15.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. Mainly kind of settling around between 8 and 10 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think most of the ones I've seen are about $10.
Yeah. And so I wanted to look at the buy list price. Like, is this a good time to get off? So I got some for $2,
mm-hmm.
and then I got some for like $6 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
And the buy list price is, I looked at 2 places, and then I also, I trade cards on CardSphere.
Right.
So I looked at like Star City. They were buy listing them for $1.
$1.
Channel Fireball was $4.
Okay.
And the best offer I could find on CardSphere was $4.
Okay. None of those prices sound anywhere near the going rate for Inverter of Truth right now.
No, like CardSphere is always low, just because of like how the economy works. Like you put up what you're willing to pay for it. But it was just weird that a card that is a mythic. Now you mentioned that it's a mythic from a set that got opened a lot because of the expeditions.
Yeah, not only was it opened a lot because of expeditions, but there also aren't very many like chase cards in that set.
No.
So like the overall price for Oath is low.
Yeah, the boxes are not.
Like the most expensive card in the set's Kalitas, I think.
Yes, and it's like $25.
Yeah.
And you also had like, at least for me, I think I have more Battle for Zendikar and Oath than just about any other set.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of Magic's recent peak was like cons into BFZ. Like that like stretch was kind of like peak Magic since I've been back.
I don't know if you remember or not, but we also played a whole bunch of limited then. We had like 2 or 3 big limited events that we went to. And we drafted this a lot.
We did. Oh, I know that I was drafting BFZ. I know I was drafting it twice a week minimum, like Friday night draft, and then I was going on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I know that was part of it, and sometimes I did some midnights in there. So I know that was part of it, that I played a lot of it.
Yeah.
But I think it was also like, at least locally, you had the cons block was probably the peak.
Yeah.
And we were still holding pretty strong when it got a year later to BFC.
Also, like people were specking on like the full art lands too before we started getting them every set. Like that was a big thing. Like there's a whole bunch of reasons for people to have opened, you know,
a
BFC
bunch of
and
this.
Oath. Yeah.
Yeah. But they are like a little cheaper than you would expect them to be.
Any other mythic from 4 or 5 years ago that sees play in the best deck in the format is more than $10.
Yeah, I mean, look at Kalitas.
Yeah, it sees play in like exactly Jund.
And Mono Black.
Yeah, some Mono Black list.
And like it's 2 of in the Mono Black decks. It's not like it's a 4 of.
Yeah, 1 or 2 of,
And it's $25. And I think that might be just because it has seen play in Modern and has that like modern price memory.
Maybe.
It's just kind of a weird thing that you would think that a deck that's been a third of the top 8s.
Right.
In the last like 4 really big like Magic events would be more than $8 as the card that makes the deck work.
Yeah. So why do we think that the price is so low?
So we already talked about just people opening things.
Yep.
There's also, you know, stealing a bit from the Bill Simmons podcast. I'm going to be conspiracy Brian, put on my conspiracy hat.
Okay.
Which is going back to what we talked about before.
Yeah.
Banning. If you think about like the price of Oko, Oko was $50.
Right.
When I bought them, kill me. And then it was the best card in the best standard deck that was 60% of the metagame.
Right.
And the price went down.
Right.
And the price was at like 30 or 35. And that's where it stayed. And I think it was because people were like, I don't want to spend the money to build this deck.
If it's just going to get banned out from under me.
Yeah, I think this deck has a expiration date.
Yep.
And I think that people, rightly or wrongly, are looking at Inverter and doing the same kind of math we're doing.
Thinking there's an expiration date.
Yeah, like, I'm not willing to spend $15 a piece on these.
Yeah.
Or $20 a piece. And so the only way Star City's getting off of them is by charging $8.
Yeah.
And so they're like, well, we don't want to spend $6 a piece on buy listing them if we're going to get stuck with a bunch of them.
Yeah. I think I had mentioned the flip side of this also, though. This set was, we just talked about how heavily it was opened. And I know I had a bunch of these sitting in my bulk boxes. I'm sure there's a lot of players and stores around the world that also had a bunch of these sitting in bulk boxes. If everybody decides to get them out of their bulk boxes at the same time and sell them, like, price goes down. Like, just because Star City is only offering $1 for them, it might be because they've bought 3,000 of them over the last 2 weeks and they don't need any more.
Yeah. And again, they don't want to get stuck with them.
Yeah.
Because, like, if it gets banned, it goes back to being
a quarter.
Yeah. And then they're out a lot.
I mean, maybe. We had talked, like, in our car ride back from Richmond, we had talked about maybe porting this to Modern.
Yeah, it definitely has some Jund-like qualities.
Yeah.
Where you just get to play removal and hand disruption.
Yep. And Modern also has a little bit more redundancy with Labman also.
Yeah. And I was wrong. The inverter, I think that's what it's called. The thing that, like, exiles your library.
Yeah. Leveler?
Leveler.
Yeah.
It only costs 5 mana.
Okay.
So you could level.
Yep.
And then you
invert.
Could invert. Well, no, level, and then you would just Thassa's Oracle.
Oh, yeah, that works too.
Because you just, like, you go, like, Jace into Leveler.
Yep.
Plus Jace win the game.
Perfect.
There you go. The hot tech.
Next spec.
Lotus Fields. I was getting these a while back. Because I was just, like, when the Lotus Field Storm deck in Modern started happening, I was just like, I should just have these. This is a weird card. So I, like,
a weird card.
Traded for some.
Where were you picking them up at?
Probably, like, between $5 and $10, somewhere there, 5 and 8, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I just looked them up. They're like $7.50.
Okay, it's weird that they haven't moved a whole lot either. But I guess I guess it's just a core set.
Yeah, and I mean they're still
in
like
print-ish.
In print-ish, yeah. Still readily available. People still cracking packs.
Yeah. So I mean, this is a card that the new decks aren't even playing Dig Through Time. They're playing like 1.
Yeah.
So if this deck hangs around, this is the kind of card that you could get at $7, and then in 2 years, it'd be a $20 card because this is a card that's not going to get reprinted.
No,
it's just too weird.
Yeah, it is very weird. It's also a card that really doesn't have any fair uses.
No, it does not.
It's also a card that old school players like because it has nostalgia value.
Because it's like Lotus Veil.
Yep. And it's also like a weird mana-based card that EDH players enjoy.
Yes.
So a whole lot of things going for Lotus Field. Might be a reasonable spec going forward. Especially if you can find them for, like we said, between like $5 and $7. I'd probably pick up every one I found.
Next up is Thassa's Oracle, and this is a weird card in terms of its price. How much is it now? Because I haven't looked in a while.
I haven't looked in a couple days. I will look it up right now.
Might be like $2, $3.
I think I bought a foil copy last week for $6.
Okay, those are like 13 because I went and looked.
Okay.
And on TCG they were like 12 or 13, and I was like, I missed the boat.
All right, right now $5
for the foils or for the regulars?
For regulars.
Okay.
It's a 1.53 foil multiplier, so they're still like $8.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah. Also a weird card. Has a weird alt win con stapled to it. Like it's a weird card to start with, and then has the weird alt win con stapled to it.
Yeah, it's like unreprintable.
Right.
Because of like Devotion.
Yeah.
And like the alternate win con. Like this isn't going to be in like a random Pioneer Masters set.
No, probably not. And this also is going to lead us into kind of our next topic.
Yeah, and again, this is another card that it is the best way to win the game in multiple combo decks in Pioneer and in Legacy.
Yep.
And I don't have a Modern deck at the top of my head, but I'm sure it's probably the best way to win the game in a number of Modern decks.
Yeah.
I mean, it is better Lab Man in Ad Nauseam.
Yes.
Like you just play this in ad nauseum, and you draw your whole deck, then you play this, and it doesn't matter.
Right.
I think they've been cutting Lightning Storm because you're just like this, win the game.
Yeah. It's better Lab Man in like that weird Tin Fins Reanimator list that we were playing.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Harder to cast, but
right.
Yes, it is. Well, you have Lion's Eye Diamond.
Yeah.
It's all gravy.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters. You have Lion's Eye Diamond. But yeah, it is better lab. Kind of. It's weird with Gristlebrand because you're drawing cards in increments of 7.
Oh, that's true. You could end up with like a strange number of cards.
Like if you had
library.
3 cards in your deck, then it doesn't win for you.
That's true.
But still, like I bought 4 Doomsdays.
Yeah.
Because it's now the WinCon and Doomsday. Doomsday's back, baby.
All right.
Someone tell Rowan.
I am in for Doomsday being back.
Yeah.
That is a fun card.
That is a fun card. It is not a James deck by any stretch of the imagination.
No. It's a fun card, though.
It is a fun card.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just sitting here, and I'm like, how can you win the game on turn 1? And I think there might be a way. Like, I think there might be a pile. There's definitely a pile that wins the game on turn 2.
So, for people that don't know, Doomsday is a card that turns your library into a pile of 5 cards.
You get to pick the order.
Yep.
You lose half your life.
And you get to pick the 5 cards.
Yes.
Yep. It's black, black, black. And you get to choose 5 cards from your library, put them in any order you want to.
Yeah. So, like, if your deck had, like, Street Wraith in it, your pile you could go, like, turn 1, Underground Sea, Ritual, turn 2, and then play Doomsday.
Yep.
And the pile could just be 4
ways to draw a card.
4 ways to draw a card.
Thassa's Oracle.
Thassa's Oracle.
Yep.
And then the following turn, you just play another blue source. Cycle, like Street Wraith, Street Wraith, Street Wraith, Street Wraith. Play my Oracle.
Win the game.
And that deck is blue and black, so you play for 4 days and for Force of Will.
Yep.
And you're just like, and you probably just play Force of Negations. You're like,
probably.
I just need to do
and then just a bunch of cantrips.
This thing.
Yeah.
And I win.
Yep.
So it's a card that it's from a new set. So that holds the price down, but it's a card that is going to exist in Magic forever.
Yep. You can't take it back.
Why did you buy that foil one? What were you playing? Commander? What was that?
Yeah, that's right. I bought one for EDH.
Yes, because it is now an EDH WinCon.
Well, yeah. When your commander's Uro, and you just make infinite mana, you can cast Uro infinite times and draw your whole library.
How do you sack the Uro again?
What do you mean?
Oh,
it goes back to the command zone. It doesn't matter how much it costs.
Oh, yeah.
You have infinite mana.
Oh, yeah. I was like, you just bring him back from the graveyard. How do you sack him?
No. It goes to your command zone. Then you pay your commander tax with your arbitrarily large amounts of green and blue mana.
There we go.
And then right before you draw your last card, you Thassa's Oracle, or Labman, or Jace, or whatever.
Solid.
Sweet.
Yeah, there you go. See, I can get behind not playing Commander. Like hey, it's turn 5. I'm not going to play Commander anymore.
Well, that's the kind of Commander that I like to play.
Is you just get to a point where you're just like, I'm done.
Yeah, after half an hour, 45 minutes, everyone's, had their fun or whatever, and it's time to end the game. And either I'm going to win or I'm going to go shuffle up and play another game somewhere else.
There you go. All right, so what is kind of holding down the price of Thassa's Oracle, do you think?
Probably the same thing that's holding the price of the entire rest of the set down, and that is the collector boosters.
Yes.
They have done really weird things to this set. From what I understand, they printed slightly more collector boosters for Theros than we got for Eldraine, and the collector boosters did really weird things to Eldraine.
Yes.
I don't know if it's still the case. I haven't checked the expected value of a booster box of Theros super recently, but I know last week, expected value of a booster box of Theros was less than cost of a booster box of Theros. Even stores buying booster boxes at cost weren't expecting to get their money out if they cracked a box for singles.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is not how that usually works.
No, not at all. I guess part of the problem is the showcase slot in the collector booster pack. Because there's less showcase cards this time around, there's only the 5 gods and the 5 demigods.
Yeah.
You always end up with a booster pack with, on average, a mythic and a half in it.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which takes the rarity out of it and makes like the whole set worth less.
Yeah, I mean, you're still paying $25 for that collector booster.
Right, but you're getting... What are you getting? You're getting a foil Nyx land, which is $5.
Okay.
You get a regular one, which is like 50 cents. You get 5 foil commons and uncommons. You get 2 showcase cards. You get 3 showcase cards. And then you get your slot that's like not a card in the base set. You get a foil mythic or rare and a full art mythic or rare. So you can get like a 4 or 5 mythic pack.
Oh, geez, okay.
Like, I mean, if you're super lucky.
You're rolling the dice super hard.
Yeah. But it's tanking the value of the whole set, though.
Yeah.
Because you can spend $20 and get every mythic you want out of the set.
Yeah.
Or $25 or whatever it is.
I know you don't follow Magic Twitter too much.
I try to avoid it at all costs.
Okay.
Except for hours.
I try. So, I've not been tweeting this out, but maybe I should. Brian Gottlieb posted that he went to Target.
Oh, yeah, I did see this.
And he bought himself a collector booster.
Yeah.
And it was just a regular pack.
Yeah.
And then he went back, and every single collector booster at his Target was resealed.
Right.
Someone opened them, took out the collector boosters.
Put it in a normal pack.
Yeah. And then, like...
Glued it back together.
But I guess I don't know, then if you were just going to steal them, this seems like theft with more steps.
Well,
do you just scan like a regular pack then and just throw like the collector boosters in the bag? Like, how does that work?
Or you buy 60 collector booster packs and 60 booster packs, and then you go home and swap them out.
So this was a thought, and someone that worked at a Target was in the thread and was like, my Target has a no returns policy on trading cards. And then someone else said, well, my friend or someone was working the returns counter and had someone try to return a bunch of collector boosters with regular packs inside. Because he could see the difference, because it's a different color pack.
Well, right, but unless you play Magic, you don't know.
You don't know, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it is not a universal, we don't take packs back.
Okay.
But yeah, they could have just bought a bunch and then repacked them and then brought them back.
Yeah. Well, I know Walmart has a pretty judicious return policy. They'll take almost anything back.
Yes, they will.
They will also come after you. They will prosecute if they think you're scamming them.
Yes.
But they'll pretty much take anything back. So maybe this was... I should probably back up a second. The packs that you buy at Walmart and Target, you're not buying from Walmart or Target.
Yeah, they're supplied by someone else.
Yeah, and it's the same company. So it's the same company that does both stores, I should say.
Yeah.
So if those packs got returned to a Walmart and now they had 400 collector booster packs that they didn't need, next time the rep comes in to do their spot check or whatever, they would pull some out of a store and put them somewhere else. So maybe that's how they got there.
Yeah. But if you are going to buy a collector booster at a Target or a Walmart, the collector booster packs are green?
They are green.
And, the regular booster packs are blue?
They are blue.
So when you look at the side, you can see at the very top and bottom, you can see the pack in the cardboard hang thing. And if it's blue, don't buy it.
Right. I try and spend as much money at the local game store as I can, so I try not to buy sealed product at Walmart or Target or whatever. But I have in the past.
Yeah.
And I've also been burned in the past by, buying a booster off the shelf that somebody had slid open and pulled the rare out. like in general, you should be checking these booster packs anyway.
Yeah.
Normally, if somebody has split the pack to get the rare out, you can see the cut if you look close, so you should always check them anyway.
Yeah. And there's also, like, they get re-glued and stuff.
Yeah, like that's typically a thing when you're buying like old sealed product, though.
Yeah.
Normally, like from Walmart, Target, like people aren't going to put the effort in to re-glue a pack. They're just going to cut it, slide the rare out, and then put it back together.
Yeah. Which is still so much work.
It really is.
But yeah, I mean, there are some people that like don't have an LGS, so this is the place where they can get their cards if they're jonesing to open a pack.
Yep. We also have some new news. This coming weekend is Worlds, and we'll talk about that event in a minute here. But Wizards announced that in conjunction with Worlds this weekend, we're going to get 5 more secret lairs.
What?
You didn't hear this?
No, we just had the Year of the Rat.
Yeah, we're getting 5 more this weekend. 5 more secret lairs.
I don't want to mess up the audio quality by smacking my head off the mic, but just imagine a thunk here for me hitting my head off the mic.
Yeah.
All right, so
I thought you knew about this because we talked about this before the show.
I didn't realize it was we were talking about market for like just product fatigue. Yeah. Like there's something new.
Yeah.
And I was fatigued with when I thought this was just the Year of the Rat one. I didn't realize that we were going to get 5 more.
5 more. So we had the 5 initial ones like right before Christmas.
Yes.
And then we had Year of the Rat.
Yes.
And now we get 5 more.
Okay.
We also have Unsanctioned coming out in a couple weeks, I think.
Yeah, which is like a box set product.
Yeah.
Where you get 5 like half decks.
Yep.
And you get to like, I want to play blue-black, so you shuffle the blue and the black one together.
Yep.
And your friend's like, I'm red-white, and they shuffle the red and the white one together.
And then they lose because your opponent's playing blue-black.
True. But like the allure there is it comes with the new lands.
Yeah.
Like unfoil and foil.
Yep.
Or non-foil and foil.
They're pretty.
Yes, they're very pretty. How much? This product's like, is it $50?
I think it's 40.
40?
Yep.
That's a lot for 5 foil and 10 non-foil lands.
It is. I've seen a little bit of back and forth about this product. Some people saying that they only want the decks and they don't care about the lands. Some other people saying they only care about the lands and don't want the decks.
I mean, these people should like beat up and like, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying is you might be able to come to a compromise with a fellow player if they only want the decks and you're only looking for lands or vice versa. It
seems all great. You're like, I'm going to shuffle these decks together. Mm-hmm. But then you have the arduous task of unshuffling them.
Yeah.
And I was just saying, I was like, oh, that sounds awful. Yeah. Game's done. Let me tediously like, oh, it's the end of my limited game. Let's take this apart. So going back to the secret lair real quick.
Okay.
Well, Unsanctioned also is doing the same thing, right? I guess Unsanctioned is in stores at least, right?
Yes, Unsanctioned is in stores.
Secret Lair is not.
Right.
And we talked about with the first Secret Lair, basically, they were like, do you want to buy a single Bitter Blossom in a fancy box?
Yes,
from us Wizards of the Coast.
I will.
You did.
I did.
Right? Great. You didn't have Bitter Blossoms, now you have sexy Bitter Blossoms.
Correct.
Great.
I also have a stained glass Jace Wielder of Mysteries.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But my point being, it was weird when it was kind of a bit of a one-off, hey, let's cut the LGS out of this whole like transaction.
Right.
And, I mean, they did it for the other cards. Hey, do you want this fancy Life from the Loam?
Right.
Buy this thing. Right? If they do this every month.
Well, I think that's the plan.
So you really want to get a foil something. I don't know. A foil Karn.
Okay.
You're like, I want a foil Karn because I want Karn as my commander.
Okay.
All right, whatever.
Karn Silver Golem you're talking about.
Yes. No, I guess I can't. I'm playing Brawl. No, I can't play Brawl with him. Whatever.
Whatever.
But I want a foil Karn. I want to foil out my Tron deck. I want foil Karns.
Okay.
Right? In the back of your mind, are you just like, maybe I don't want to buy this for my LGS. Maybe like next month it's going to be...
It'll be a Secret Lair.
Like Secret Lair Karn.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how much does this impact like purchasing at LGSs when you can do this, or
I don't know.
You can skip your watch party.
Yeah.
And just buy a jersey and a Crucible of Worlds.
Right.
Like, it's just weird that...
Let's revisit this in a minute.
Okay, but for 25 years, the model was Wizards makes cards.
Yeah.
Wizards sell cards to Store.
Right.
Store sells cards to me.
Right.
And Wizards is like...
No. We're going to sell stuff on Amazon. We're going to sell stuff directly to our customers. We're going to sell stuff at Walmart and Target.
Yeah. And it's like, well, where am I going to play? And they're like... Have you mentioned...
Don't care.
They're like, have you heard about Magic Arena?
Yeah.
No table required?
No table required.
And it's like, I have, but you also tricked me into buying all these cards from you that I can't play now.
So on top of Secret Lairs and Unsanctioned, we also have new Commander products.
Yay!
That, like, normally we would get a Commander set a year.
Yeah, so now we're getting, like, multiple Commander products a year?
Yeah, there's 5 Commander decks coming out with Ikoria.
Woo! And then there's a Commander draft product.
Well, let me finish talking about this real quick.
Okay.
So at your pre-release for Ikoria, they are providing the local game store with Commander decks at the same time. So that if you don't want to play pre-release, on demand, you can find somebody else, each buy a Commander Precon, and duel for prize support.
Woo. Then what if I already bought my Commander deck? And I just want to play someone else again. I don't have to buy another Commander deck. I could just go back in.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know if you can.
Big question.
Like, I'd imagine you'd have to pay some sort of entry fee at that point.
I would assume so.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But it's another product that's coming out, within 3 months of everything else we're talking about.
Yeah, like.
Plus, they're going to be releasing these with every set now. So when we go back to Zendikar, there'll be more Commander decks. And when we go to Core 21, there'll be more Commander decks.
It'll just be Teferis.
Yeah. Yes, so many Teferis. And then, like you said, we're also getting, like this summer, we're getting a Commander draft set. We have Mystery Boosters, the Store Edition, coming out in like 3 weeks.
Oh, God, you're right.
Yeah.
And like
how are you supposed to keep up with all this?
I don't know. It's...
Especially when events aren't firing.
It's weird that simultaneously they're trying to drive people to Arena.
Yeah.
And they're like, here's all these crazy paper things.
Mm-hmm.
Buy all the things in paper. Also, buy our gems. Buy our gems. Buy our digital cardboard.
Yeah.
And this real cardboard.
And this pretty real cardboard that you can only get from us and can't get at your local game store.
But you said no table required.
No, table required. You just have to change your emphasis.
Oh, I see. No, table required. I
Exactly,
see. I see. But yeah, it's just weird. Like, I know that people talked about the, I think it was Tolerian Community College, talked about the weird, like, Throne of Eldraine, like, collector's bundle or whatever that was
the premium gift pack or whatever that was basically a fat pack, but
it was like an uncut foil sheet that was cut.
Okay, so you're talking about the really expensive thing.
Yeah,
that had like a 3x3
uncut cut foil sheet and stuff. You had that thing,
mm-hmm.
and it was like, okay, that's absurd. Mm-hmm. But this was for like whales,
right?
Like, hey, I've got a lot of money, I want to spend it on Magic.
Yep.
Right.
There was like a little mini art book or something.
Yeah,
with it.
and then we so you had regular boosters, collector boosters, that crazy thing that was like $600.
There was also a collector fat pack.
Okay.
That was $60, I think, and like the box was foil.
Oh yeah.
And I believe it came with a pack of foil basics.
Okay. And then you had Secret Lair.
Yeah.
And then it was Theros collector boosters,
mm-hmm.
Year of the Rat, 5
worlds, more Secret Lairs. I have a lot of disposable income. Too much. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I can't. Like, this is absurd. Like, as we keep going back to it, I keep going, if no one's playing paper Magic,
right?
Why am I buying paper Magic cards?
Yeah.
This is just giving myself work to do. I don't like alphabetizing things this much.
Well, I am certainly finding myself needing to prioritize things. And I don't know about you, but I had a ton of fun doing Mystery Booster Draft at, where is it, GP Richmond?
Yes.
So I plan on buying a few boxes of Mystery Boosters just to throw on the shelf in case randomly
you decide to do
a bunch of people want to get together and draft.
Gotcha.
Because that was a blast.
Yes, it was very good.
So,
but yeah, it's just been like weird.
Yeah.
That there's just so many things.
So many things.
All right. Next up is what I should have done in January.
Yeah.
Which is, it's probably time to start getting off some cards.
Yeah, this is your February reminder to get off all the standard cards that you're not using right now before they tank. Like, this is normally the high time.
Yeah.
And they will continually decrease until they're near worthless come September. With a caveat, normally.
Well, the caveat, I think, is often like, can I play you in Modern? Now it's, can I play you in Pioneer? And this is the first rotation we've had with Pioneer.
Right.
So it doesn't change the playability question too much, but it does a little bit.
It does a little bit. Normally, I would say to get off your shocks right now. Like, if Pioneer wasn't a thing, I would say sell off your shock. Any shock lands you're not using, any extras that you have, whatever, sell off. Because they're going to rotate out of standard. You probably don't need play sets of all 10 for Modern. You just pick your favorite ones and get rid of the rest, right?
Yeah.
We have Pioneer now. And they're the best lands in Pioneer.
Yeah.
So are these things going to be worth $30 a piece in next March?
Maybe. I mean, if you look at what...
Guilds and Allegiance already aren't in print anymore.
Yeah. They were $15 to $20, depending on the one before the most recent reprint.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they're 8 to 10 now is, low. I'm
pretty sure most of them are around 13 right now.
Oh, they are that high now?
Yeah.
Okay. Even the ones that were printed in the... in the Brawl decks?
Yeah.
Okay. Because, I bought Brawl decks, opened them, and got rid of the shocks and a couple things, and basically just got free Brawl decks.
Right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're all right around $13 right now. I did go through the price list before we recorded tonight.
Okay.
And there is already some weird stuff going on.
Okay.
There's a dozen-ish cards that don't see standard play, don't see Pioneer play, and are randomly between $10 and $20.
Like what?
Sorin. Sees a little bit of fringe Pioneer play.
Yeah.
Vivian isn't seeing hardly any play right now.
Which, 4-mana Vivian?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's played mono green.
Yeah, but that's barely a deck anymore.
True.
Big Chandra is $18.
Big Chandra's awesome.
Right, but doesn't change the fact that she doesn't really see any play.
Yeah, I kind of want to trade my Big Chandras, but I probably should.
I don't remember what else there was. There was Krasis.
Yeah.
Krasis should be high right now and should need to go. That's the card that I would typically look at right now and say, okay, bye-bye Krasis. But there's a bunch of weird stuff happening. So I don't know, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's Commander. I don't know if it's, people.
But it's hard because we don't know
what Pioneer's doing.
What Pioneer's going to do.
Yeah.
And this is also, or I've said this before, look at your cards and go does this have a unique effect?
Yeah.
6 years ago, me should have probably held on to Inverter of Truth.
Yeah.
Because
and then sold them all.
That's weird.
Yeah. It is very weird.
Keeping the cards that are weird.
Mm-hmm.
But the 5/5 flyer for 6 with useless ability.
Yeah.
That guy just gets you a quarter and just move on with your life.
Yep.
Recoup a little bit of the damage it did to your wallet when you bought that booster pack.
Yeah.
Move on.
Doom whatever his name is.
Oh gosh. The best 5-drop in standard for 3 months?
Yeah.
What is his name?
It's Doom something.
Yeah, Doom something. The 5-mana 6/6 flyer.
Yeah,
the surveil guy.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah. He was the best card.
Mm-hmm.
I was just this card is not a standard card. It's only a standard card because we're in small standard.
He's still randomly $8 right now.
Dear God. Spawn of Mayhem's also a card that's been randomly high.
Yeah. Yeah, Spawn sees play though. Sees play in standard and Pioneer.
Yeah. All right. So, Worlds.
So you mentioned your Crucible of Worlds, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about Worlds. Worlds is this weekend.
Yes.
They had this cool new marketing campaign that I thought was great. I know I blew it out on Facebook. I don't know if you mentioned anything on Twitter about it.
I don't know if I did or not. I don't think so.
It's the Choose Your Champion.
Yes.
So you can go to magic.gg, I think, and choose your champion, follow them throughout the weekend, and then depending on how they place, you'll get arena awards.
Yeah, like you get sleeves, you get a certain number of rare individual card rewards and things like that.
You can get a trophy pet, I think.
Okay. So you pick your champion. They send you a personalized email.
They do.
Personalized.
I got my email from Mengucci talking all about what scarf he's going to wear.
I got my email from Torolf Toffel Severin telling me that he was trying to find Standard Tron.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a neat thing. It's probably the best marketing they've done for Worlds ever.
Well, it is certainly leaps and bounds above the nothing they did last year. So.
We know it's occurring.
Yes, we know it's occurring.
And then on top of that, they decided to have viewing parties.
Which is another really cool idea.
Yes.
I think it's cool because it drives people to the game store, and it gets people that may not be interested in coverage, may be interested in coverage.
Yes.
So WPN, I believe it's only the premium stores, were able to host viewing parties for Worlds this weekend. At the viewing parties, they would have, Worlds up on stream so you could watch it. I believe there was a tournament that you could play in.
Okay.
And you would get a Crucible of Worlds promo, which the promo was beautiful.
Yes.
And also, Crucible of Worlds is not an inexpensive card.
Yes.
But then they kind of shot themselves in the foot, right?
Because no one's doing it?
Well, no, I think there's... we can go to Columbia and do it if you wanted to. They're having one at Firefly.
Okay, I don't care that much.
No, I don't either. But...
I have Twitch.
They made this stuff, available for purchase on their website.
Ah, so you say shot themselves in the foot. They say genius marketing ploy.
Yeah.
So it's something like $100. You get, a playmat, a jersey...
Was it a playmat?
It was something, a jersey, and
the promo.
And the promo for $100.
Yeah.
Basically, they're giving you $6 worth of sweatshop plastic.
Yeah.
Basically. And you're giving them $100.
Yeah.
It's genius, Jerry. Genius. Right? That's just, whew.
I mean, I do think this is a cool idea, though.
It is. I think that this is the best they've done with Worlds.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool idea. Am I dumb and just now put together it's the Crucible of Worlds? The World Championship? Yes, that just took me this long.
Oh, you just noticed that just now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't been using a lot of brain power to think about it, but I was just
to be fair, your brain
cute.
power's been otherwise occupied lately.
Yes, that's cute.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they're trying to drive, again, let's drive people to the stores.
Yeah.
But, by the way, let's sell $6 worth of sweatshop plastic for $100.
Right.
And that's called profit.
Yeah.
So, it's a little rough.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, on one hand, it's hey, we're trying to help out the LGS. And on the other hand, it's no, we're good.
No, we got this, guys.
You guys figure it out.
Yeah.
So, I will be watching Worlds this weekend on and off.
Yeah. I think Priscilla made some plans for us Saturday, but I'm also planning on watching at least some of it.
Yeah, there's a non-zero chance I'll be watching Sonic the Hedgehog one of those days. So,
Oh, okay.
I mean, adult plans.
Adult plans, yes.
Adult plans. Sonic the Hedgehog. Movie looks awesome. Looks awful, but I'm in.
It does look so bad.
I'm in.
I have no desire to watch that movie.
It's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I got it.
That's all I needed.
Okay.
That's all I needed. I just need, the Sega logo and the person that,
Sega
on the big screen. I'll be yes, that's all I needed. All right. It's rough because this is the third thing we've talked about today, maybe that's kind of smacking the LGS.
Yeah. LGSs don't need to get smacked right now.
No, that's not good times.
No.
All right. So speaking of smacking the LGS.
Yeah, no table required.
No table required for Arena.
That's right.
I'm not a wizard, so I'm not going to get this edited by the time this is
correct
done. But we had the treasure event.
Yep, that was this weekend. I haven't done it yet. The first thing that popped into my mind was Ginger Brute All That Glitters.
Okay.
If you don't know treasure event, you get a treasure token every turn.
Yes. I'm on 19 land mono red.
Okay. Because you get a treasure token every turn. Yeah. You don't need lands.
I had my regular deck that was 21 lands, and I was like, too many lands. Cut out 2, lands. Put in 2 3-drops.
Yep.
What could possibly go wrong? So, yeah, it's just, I've played against a couple like weird like Sultai brews. Played against Ashiok a few times.
Okay.
When you get to turn 3, you're Ashiok.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
It's real good. And then blue-white flyers is a deck that shows up a lot. Like
one drop Empyrean Eagle.
Yeah, it makes really good use of the extra mana.
Yeah.
So those are the decks that I've seen, and I just played like when I got home today. Mm-hmm. It's one of those like kind of like mind numb, like not real hard
throwaway formats.
Yeah, throwaway formats.
Look, the only reason I hadn't done it already is I don't think I cared about any of the card rewards, and that's literal the only like prize for this is 5 card rewards.
Yes, I was like, I looked at it and said, I don't care about these.
Yeah.
And then I was like, screw it. That was my great thought process. I
got gold to burn.
I was like, why not?
Yeah, why not?
It's like, I'm allowed.
Yeah.
People were complaining online. It's like, can't you give us cards we'd use in Constructed?
Right.
They're just, it's all like draft chaff. Yeah. It's like, why?
Well, I did find out that these like card things work for draft too. Like you can apply the card styles to your draft, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, they just show up in your draft. Yeah. So they're doing this, but then they're going to like start like some festival, or I forget what it's called, where they're doing the normal rando formats as they do on Arena.
Yeah.
They're just tying them to each of the gods. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be an Omniscience draft. There's going to be it was like Kibler's big monsters, but now it's just like the 4 CMC or greater, you draw a card. Mm-hmm. Think basically the Kiora.
Yep.
So they're just going to do a bunch of those.
And then they're going to reward the Nyx lands, right?
I think
that's what I heard.
That's something to look out for.
Yep.
In Overworlds, I guess we should say, they're doing an event where, like, for free, you just get assigned one of the World's competitors' decks, and you get to play it for free.
Oh, yeah. Was that for Worlds, or was that for part of this event? Because I know part of the event that you were just talking about was they have like a gauntlet of decks that they're going to assign to you.
And they also have like another thing where they're doing a draft.
Oh, yeah, limited decks, like undefeated limited decks. You can play someone else's draft deck, which sounds terrible. That's the worst part of draft is actually playing the games.
Actually playing it?
Yeah.
It's like, why are we doing this? This seems awful.
Yeah. The other thing that we heard about this week was, not heard about, but we actually saw a picture of 8-man draft pods, right? They're doing 8-man draft pods on Arena for Worlds.
It's not like ready for prime time.
Right, but it's there.
Yes, but it's there, and it's something that might like actually happen soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
That'll be good. That'll be kind of game-changing for Arena, because that's like the biggest complaint.
Yeah.
And that's also like not great for Magic Online.
Right.
As someone who just got a new account. It's not great for Magic Online because...
Well, see, that's why you use something like Mana Traders instead of actually buy your cards.
Hit us up, Mana Traders. It's twice now.
Twice.
We got you.
And I gave you money.
Yes, hit us up. Yeah, but like that's going to really like screw up the economy.
Yeah.
Because Magic Online, like we said, like mimics paper Magic.
Right.
So if no one opens the packs,
the
cards don't exist.
Correct.
So,
and if the cards don't exist, if anything goes going forward, it's like the last 2 sets went. Your deck is going to consist of all cards from
the last
this
2
time period.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're doing a lot of different things with Arena to try to like keep it fresh. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's because like people fell off the standard bandwagon towards the end of like last season.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, we can't just lean on standard to keep people engaged.
Yeah, I mean, especially not when it's solved in a week.
Yeah, which, I guess I haven't checked in on the standard in too long. Like,
yeah, I mean, the standard right now is kind of sweet. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but when it gets solved or like is broken and then everyone's just like, I'm going to go play Legends of Runeterra.
Right.
Like you've got to like lure them back somehow.
Pioneer.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Please. So we messed around with the data. I didn't update stuff as much as I wanted.
Yeah, I drafted a bunch. I really didn't play a whole lot of Constructed.
I drafted a few times, and again, like, when I'm editing, it's easy to play, like, best of one mono reds, and just whenever the icon shows up and I have priority, I just, like, click on it and, like, play all the spells I can play, click attack, and then go back to editing. Yeah. Like, the number of times I've, like, seen this, like, the screen shake in the corner and, like, one of my things die, and like look to see if something moved to the graveyard is like infinite. I'm like, oh, they don't run away steam can. I guess I'm gonna have to actually play this game a little bit and then go back to it.
Yeah.
We had 50 matches played across everything.
All right.
As I die.
Well, thanks everyone that contributed. First of all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I gotta shout someone out here. So because there was a name I didn't know.
Okay.
So it was in gold, was it? Let's look. So there was Jason K.
Okay.
Who he came back 3 times. Like he was committed. And then there was Jordan H.
All right.
Who played a little Red Black Sacrifice for a bit.
Nice.
Thank you for contributing. You are new contributors to the old list here.
This is where I wish I had a soundboard.
Rap horn. Yay! What is it? Gabby Sparks does. She does the sound effect from when you used to win a fight in like Final Fantasy 3. There we go. Soundboard.
That's a terrible soundboard.
If you give to our Patreon, maybe we'll figure out how to buy a soundboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I see how you tied that in there.
Exactly. I will beg like nobody's business. All right. So Mono Red was the winner at 18%.
Okay.
I mean, the deck is good, the deck is powerful, and it also fulfills the arena requirement of the deck is quick.
Yep.
And then on the other side of the spectrum was blue-white control.
Woo.
I'm going to be here a while.
Yeah, forever, basically.
I would like this game to go until my movie's over.
Yep.
Let's go.
Or a timeout.
And then blue-green X ramp was 10%, and then bunches of odds and ends, and then like 30% off meta.
Yeah.
So I didn't update it a whole lot because I got sidetracked, but
had a busy week.
Other things like just like popped in. So like we were like, oh, we could get rid of Jeskai Fires, and now this time Jeskai Fires is 6%. It's like
that's how that works.
That's how that works. Again, not anything like clearly coming into focus, other than like kind of blue-green is around.
Yeah. That's kind of what I meant about Standard being sweet right now, though, is it seems like the metagame is diverse enough where you're not running into the same
deck over and over again.
Yeah, like even on Arena, even on the ladder.
Yeah.
Like, you play for 2 hours on the ladder, and, you might have played against 3 or 4 different decks, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I miss the time when, like, Standard was you could play a deck and get good with the deck.
And it would reward you, yeah.
Yeah, and too. I feel like now, because of Arena and the churn...
You're always chasing the
You're always chasing, and I know that, like, the Arena decklist guys are always like, oh, it's so great to iterate and, like, find the right deck for the weekend, and it's like... Again, we go back to, I don't have time to chase the metagame.
No,
I want to, like, in the 3rd or 4th week of Standard, put together my Standard deck.
Yep, and play that for the next 2 months.
Yeah, spend the next 2 months, like, getting good at it.
Yeah.
And making small changes.
Right.
But not having to be, like, well...
Agonizing over your 60th or 75th card.
Yeah. Not being like, well, all 75 of these cards are bad except for Forest. Right. Time to start over.
Yeah.
Right, and I feel that's what it kind of comes down to. It's like, this deck's good for this week or this day.
Right.
And now we're playing something different. But, like, blue-green seems to have, like, the staying power. And, like...
The deck is very powerful.
Standard's in a reasonable spot, but I think it's for the casual tryhard. I think it's kind of hard to keep up with the...
I agree.
Right? Hey, this week Team Wreck is the best deck.
Next week it'll be Fires. But get ready for the week after, because it'll be Simic Ramp.
Right? And then you're just like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And now I showed up with a deck and I got, like,
dumpstered.
Rolled.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, I'll play that deck that rolled me.
Oh, now you're too late.
Everyone's just moved on, and you're just like, I can't keep up with this.
Yeah.
There are only so many hours in the day. I can only listen to so many podcasts when I drive to work.
That's right.
I can't keep up with all of this. It's like I'm trying to keep abreast of the real world and the magic world. It's like...
Like, make sure your wife remembers you exist.
Exactly. Oh, hi, wife. Who are you? No! No!
Brian, there's a stranger in my bed!
It's me!
Oh.
Again, I think I've also brought up my wife and I haven't slept in the same bed in like a month.
Oh, that's right, because Kitty.
Yeah, because we take turns sleeping in the bed with the cat, in the cat's room.
Right.
So my cat has a room. I pointed out to her that I've spent more nights in the same bed with Cameron than I have with her.
That is true.
That is true. That is awkward.
You're a good sport, Cameron. Thank you.
Yeah, yes. I didn't snuggle too much.
Just enough.
So, and we brought up that the Knicks lands are coming.
Yep.
So if they do 5-man drafts at World, or 8-man drafts at Worlds, then they've said that it's like on the horizon. I think it's one of those things that it's going to be like a closed beta version of it for Worlds, because I don't think they're gonna they're not gonna roll it out shortly thereafter. Well, they were talking about being like further down in development.
Yeah,
but that, like I said, that'll be.
When do we get another like state of arena announcement? Like the last one was a while ago, right?
We just had one. I thought
I thought the last one was like the beginning of January.
Oh, I thought there was one that just happened like last week.
Oh, maybe if there was, I didn't read it.
Where they talked about like the drafts at Worlds and stuff, but I don't think it was like the big one where they laid out like the what's coming, what's not coming.
Yeah, that's the one that I meant.
Okay, yeah, but this one was like smaller.
Okay,
I hope it comes sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll never have to leave my house. But like, I like to leave my house
once in a while.
Yeah, I like putting on pants.
Yeah, I enjoy seeing people's faces while I watch the life drain out of them.
Yes. Our last two F&Ms were us talking to each other for 45 minutes or an hour and then leaving.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Look, hey, how's it going? You were the fourth. Oh.
Hey, I tried to catch you. I sent you a message.
That's right. I sent that message and then closed my phone and left.
Yeah. So we've had... I don't think there's been a constructed event that has fired since New Year's.
Maybe before that. I guess we were doing Standineer.
Yeah.
Which was 4 of us had Pioneer decks and 4 people had standard decks, and so we played a constructed tournament.
Yeah. It was tough.
Yes. Weaselback, Red Cap. I'll thought seize you, and then Fatal Push it.
Whew.
Good luck.
Playing 2 different games there.
Yes.
2 very different games. Yeah, I don't like this.
No.
It's very telling, and I don't know how to fix it.
I've
been trying really hard to fix it. Like, I've been showing up on weird nights to try and like coach players. I've been trying to go above and beyond, being nice to new players and, teaching them how to play, taking them under my wing. Nothing's working.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get people to play Magic.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Like, even draft numbers are down. They had 12 drafters and no constructed on Friday.
Oh, was it just 12?
Yeah, we're a week after release.
Yeah, like release night there was 8, or there were 8. And then I don't know what happened the weekend we were gone.
Right. And now they had 12.
Yeah.
And like, this is a great draft format.
Hey, 12 is more than 8. That's growth, man. 50% growth. We did it.
Yeah, whatever.
We did it. We keep these numbers up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is rough. Like, usually this is the point where like you get a lot of drafters.
Yeah.
And the fact that you don't have people coming out, I assume people are still playing Magic.
I would assume.
They're just not playing Magic with standard legal cards in public.
I really don't know what's happening.
Yes.
It's very strange.
It's beyond my comprehension. I am old and easily frightened.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it.
Yeah. So, with that, I think that's basically everything. We got little grumpy old men yelling at windmills there at the end.
Get off my lawn! No.
Get into my game store!
Get into the game store. Play some Magic with me.
So you can tweet at us about ways that you've tricked people into playing Magic at Casual Tripod.
Yep, you can send us pictures of the life draining out of your opponent's faces as you're crushing their soul with Thoughtseize after Thoughtseize after Thoughtseize on Facebook at Casual Tryhard MTG.
How does that picture go down? Like after the third Thoughtseize, you're like, wait a minute. Click.
Yeah, and you can see the look on their face where they like just don't even want to exist anymore. That's all I want to do.
and then you take their picture and they snap. Great.
They crumble into a pile.
So why was there a murder? Well, you see, after the third Thoughtseize, my opponent said, let me take a selfie. Took a selfie with us, and then I had to kill him.
So I saw a playmat. I forgot even where I saw it. It might have been on Reddit or something. It was like a custom playmat somebody had made. Mm-hmm. It was a table with a tipped over salt shaker and some salt spilling out of it. And it said in the corner, just remember, you can concede at any time. I thought that was pretty good.
Ouch.
Yeah.
And then, we already said Facebook.
We did Facebook. You can also email us, show@casualtryhardmtg.com. Make sure you check out our affiliate link, tcg.casualtryhardmtg.com. If you're looking for any paper singles, wanting to spec on some cards, make sure you use that link and we'll get a very small cut of whatever you spend. Also, we have Patreon. It is up and running. There are tiers. I went in today and built tiers.
Ooh.
Don't pay attention to them, though. They are completely subject to change.
Oh. I mean, if you want to subscribe to the $1,000 tier that accidentally appeared,
I only went up to $25. Let's not kill ourselves here.
hey! I was just if it was there, don't ignore that one.
Yeah,
please contribute.
Yeah, please contribute. Help us pay for hosting fees, pay for equipment. Right now, we're doing everything kind of out of pocket.
Yeah.
We would also like to continue this Mana Traders thing, I think.
Yeah.
And maybe if we could use some Patreon money towards that, we could.
Use that to generate some content for non-standard formats.
Yep. So if you'd like to see some of that, let us know. Check out our Patreon, Casual Tryhard MTG. Jump in there. If you guys have any ideas for Patreon rewards, please let us know that as well. Like I said, we've got one idea we're kind of tossing around the back of our heads, and another idea that I think Ken got at us and told us about. It seems like a pretty cool idea. But if there's anything else anybody else wants, please let us know. And
with that,
maybe if people show up this Friday, we will see you at F&M.
Yeah.